Welcome to Coach Richard Wacker Stadium. I'm Aiden Dockery. Alongside me is Jake Clark here for some Saturday afternoon field hockey as we have the number 17th ranked team, Shenandoah, and the Hornets come into this game 5-2, and they're going to face the Rowan Profs, who come into this game 4-4. But Jake, they've really had a tough schedule so far, and it continues today.
Yeah, Aiden, 3 of their 4 losses have been to ranked opponents. Another ranked opponent today in Shenandoah, who's ranked 17th in the nation for Division III. So the Profs definitely have their work cut out for them at home.
So one storyline of this game will definitely be one thing we talked about pregame. Cassidy Morrison, 10 goals on the year, just a sophomore. No assists, but it's going to be somebody that they're going to have to look to stop. Mariah Giuliano in net for the Profs. Looks like she'll be the starter once again. And she's allowed 19 goals this year, 40 saves. And the Rowan's defense has kind of been a little bit up and down. And their offense has been missing their top goal scorer from a year ago, Vanessa DiDonato. But they do have a lot of talent on this team. And it's talent where it looks like Amber Powell is warming up, so they might get her back today. We don't know why she missed the first 8 games, but if they get her back today, it's a big boost. But when you look at these two teams, what do you think Rowan has to do today correctly to possibly win this game and maybe get some national attention in that top 25 poll?
Well, I think that Rowan just has to stick to their game plan and really move the ball, get a lot of different people involved. It can't just be a one-girl attack out there for the Profs, and I think that they really have to move the ball, take efficient shots, take high-percentage shots, and that'll see a lot of success today for the Profs.
And the one main storyline for Rowan really this year has been their transfer from Stockton in Ali Palumbo. Has won an NJAC Offensive Player of the Week, leads the team in goals and assists, has 5 goals, 3 assists. She also has 42 shots, and she has kind of filled the role of being now the team's main goal scorer. She had 29 goals at Stockton University for 3 seasons, and here she is now with the Profs already at 5 goals on the year. So you talked about moving the ball, but I think the end goal and that final pass most of the time is going to be to Ali Palumbo, and that really has been a recipe for success so far this season.
Yeah, and it has, and she's obviously been a bright spot for the Profs this year. As you mentioned, 5 goals, 3 assists, a total of 13 points, which leads the Profs. And a senior from Mantua, so a local product. She's done a great job this year of really just finding the back of the net. But Shenandoah has the stats too, and they're definitely going to try and key down on her, maybe throw a couple doubles her way. So somebody else may have to step up later in this game for the Profs.
We'll see who steps up. We're about 2 minutes away from the start of this game. I'm Aiden Dockery alongside me, Jake Clark, and we'll take a quick step off and don't go anywhere. About 1:30 away from when these two teams will drop the ball right on the Profs logo at midfield, and we'll be back here on the Rowan Television Network. Wet and windy conditions here at Coach Richard Wacker Stadium. Jake Clark with me. I'm in a Doherty. But two things are guaranteed today. It's going to be a little bit rainy, but there also will be a field hockey game being played here at Coach Richard Wacker Stadium. The Rowan Profs and the Shenandoah Hornets will match up, and the Shenandoah Hornets, will look to, defend their 17th ranked in the Division III poll, and Rowan will look to possibly get over 500. And we can maybe expect a really good one today. Rowan has played a lot of tough opponents, and they've kept a couple of them close, including Bryn Mawr in their last game, number 13th ranked. They lost just 2-1. And then if you look on the other side for the Hornets, they're coming off a big victory against Salisbury.
Yeah, Aiden, Salisbury was ranked number 2 in the Division III national poll, and Shenandoah won 1-0 in overtime. However, an interesting fact on Shenandoah, they're 5-2 this year, but their 2 losses have both come on the road. So an interesting stat to look for in this one as they traveled here to Glassboro.
Will be an interesting one. Let's look at the Rowan starters. So number 2, Allie Palumbo, the leading scorer, will lead the way. Alongside her will be Sydney Pavlichin, and then also Gracie Merrick, Alexa Ronning, Mia Foti in the middle, and then Ella Toll, Paige Gray, then still no Amber Powell so far in the lineup. Tess Herman, the captain, starting as well. And then you also have Ariella McManus, and then Riley McClellan, and then Mariah Giuliano in the cage for the Rowan Profs. As they'll have possession first, a quick whistle, and it'll be Shenandoah's ball over on the far side. Rowan coming into this game 4-4. Their 4th home game of the year as well. Start of the year on the road for what felt like a long time, Jake, and then finally they've kind of racked up some home games here in front of the home crowd. Maybe not the greatest game to have a home game or day to have a home game today, but they're back home against Shenandoah and have a chance to make some noise here as Tess Server makes a nice play defensively on the far side, right around the 30-yard line.
Well, and you mentioned in the weather, not ideal, but the Profs, their stats at home this year, they're 2-1 here at the WAC, so should be interesting and hoping to keep it now 3-1 with a potential win against Shenandoah.
This ball trickles its way down, and it's somehow kept in for the moment by Rowan. Rowan looking to attack on the right side, but immediately Shenandoah will take it over. But the new phrase, I guess you could say, Rowan football, I believe, captioned one of their pictures of the crowd, and they said, "Pack the WAC." So maybe that's going to be something that continues to grow here at Rowan University. But here today, everybody's in hoodies, everybody's got umbrellas, but everybody's still out here. We even saw Shenandoah bring, I guess we could say, a tailgate bus almost. And they're ready there, their flag flying. So both sides here today expecting a pretty good field hockey game. Throwing over to the near side. Sent in by Toll. Right in the shooting circle, and then Toll retrieves it back just outside it. Then tries to send it back in and finds its way loose. The backhand is no good, and I believe it went off the foot of the goalkeeper. So that's going to be what looks to be a penalty corner.
And a good chance there for the Profs. Obviously, you don't find the back of the cage this early in the game, but still the pressure that they're putting on the Shenandoah defense is a good sign to see early in this one.
It was Allie Palumbo on the opportunity looking for what would have been her 6th goal. But now here Rowan with a chance here early with 12:45 to go. Shot to the other side, pass retrieved by Palumbo. Her backhand again blocked in front, and then it gets cleared out of the shooting circle. Tess Herman for Rowan is able to get a stick on it, but touched it. And a whistle blows, and they'll just take over possession right there. Tess Herman right inside the shooting circle, but a lot of traffic there. Shenandoah's defense remains strong. One thing about them, don't allow too many goals here on the year, including against the number 2 ranked team in all of Division III, as that one will trickle out. Sydney Pavlichin.
And they don't allow a lot of goals, and that's a credit to the keeper, number 0, Taylor Swan, who you see there in net, a whopping 46 saves on the year compared to only 7 goals allowed. Those are impressive numbers still early in the season, but a lot of saves for the keeper.
Not only is that impressive, but it's also impressive she's only had to face 47 shots on goal. And Rowan, meanwhile, has allowed 59 shots on goal, but so far they haven't had too many struggles here with a nice, beautiful play by McManus here on the near side. Trying to set a Pavlichin, whistle will blow. Shenandoah will now take over. Haven't really seen too much action so far from the Hornets offense as Rowan's trying to apply the pressure early. Just less than 5 minutes into this one. Batted down by McManus on the defensive end. McManus from Triton Regional High School, not too far from here. Blackwood, New Jersey. Here's Ella Toll, one of the new freshmen from Pennsylvania. A lot of these players for Rowan from the state of New Jersey, but Rowan really starting to expand. I guess you could say they're recruiting, and they're really trying to get one of their best teams possibly. Or field hockey has been a dangerous threat, but here on the year, still under 500 as here's Shenandoah looking to threaten here in the shooting circle, but some great defense by Rowan, and it'll be cleared out away. It looked like it might have been Meehan on the clear.
That was the first time we saw Shenandoah really kind of get anything going, and a good job by the Profs defense to just clear that one out.
Lenahan tries to backhand it in, then she'll let it go out, and she'll roll it all the way out to the 20-yard line. Shenandoah will just drop it right at the 25. Elise Velasquez, the graduate student, trying to get inside the shooting circle, but there's Tess Herman, the captain, really seeing how she has been taken over. She's done some on the offense, some on the defensive end, and there she is once again.
Well, just a true captain on both sides of the ball. Does a good job of orchestrating the offense on one end, and then on the other end being a physical force on the defensive side of the ball.
Shenandoah in this shooting circle, an opportunity here. So they're just in between the hash marks, but it gets kicked away, and it will be a penalty corner once again. The second of the game, but the first for the Hornets, so a really big opportunity for them here.
Yeah, this is a big opportunity early, and Rowan was unsuccessful, but they applied good pressure on that penalty corner, and now Shenandoah will have to see how they fare on their first of the day.
7 players lined up outside the shooting circle for the Hornets. 4 players for the Profs inside the cage, and Mariah Giuliano, who has 40 saves on the year, might need to get save number 41. Just under 10 minutes to play here in the first. Get it out front, and when deflected, and it goes all the way out. A successful defensive play for the Profs right there. It looked like Paige Gray might have gotten a deflection on it, but this will still allow Velasquez, take it out the 25 once again. Inside the shooting circle, a little bit of a deflection. Giuliano comes down, and she almost misplays it. It hits off her foot. And once again, it'll be a penalty corner, and the third of the game, second for the Hornets.
Well, and if the kick save from Giuliano doesn't happen, that one might just squeak into the back of the cage. So a good job of just being aware, just to try and kick that ball away, but now an opportunity for the Hornets again.
Last time they went to Winter on the shot. On the penalty corner, we'll see where they go here. Over to the near side. Plays it in. Backhanded in front, and it just trickles right past the right side of the cage. And Rowan can sigh some relief there as Shenandoah will be kept off the board, and finally Rowan will be able to take over possession.
And two very good defensive stands there for this Profs defense on 2 good scoring opportunities off the penalty corner for Shenandoah. Now the Profs have to try and work the ball back upfield and get some opportunities of their own.
Sydney Pavlichin got his stick on it. Whistle blows. Rowan head coach Michelle Andre with her arms out wide in frustration. Maybe not happy with the call. Likely what it is, but here's Lenahan for Shenandoah, but a nice play. Whistle blows, and Rowan will continue having possession. Here's Ella Toll, one of the freshmen I mentioned earlier. Her 9th appearance this season. Getting the start here this afternoon. She plays it up. Whistle blows once again, and it looks like Shenandoah will take over this time. A lot of whistles in field hockey.
Yeah, so far to start, it's been kind of back and forth. Rowan had some opportunities early. Then Shenandoah, you saw with the 2 penalty corners, and now the ball kind of going back and forth around the middle of the field. No team really had any dominance or control of possession to this point.
So great hand-eye coordination from Tess Herman to get Rowan the ball back. And Toll was able to play it inside, but a nice defensive play from Shenandoah. But Winter's not able to have it cleanly. And here is Allie Palumbo taking it to the shooting circle, dropping it off to Merrick. Merrick inside, and it just goes wide of the intended receiver. Shenandoah will take over.
Looked like just a little bit of a wayward pass there, but a good opportunity for the Profs. They were just unable to capitalize. A little bit of a better pass, and we maybe see that ball find the back of the cage, and the Profs up 1-0.
Both these teams really do have defensive mindsets, especially if you're Rowan, because you've lost the last few, but they only buy a goal or two every time. Bryn Mawr, a 2-1 finish, and meanwhile, Shenandoah's last game went to overtime, and here they come threatening. Over to the far side, McKibben brought it up for Shenandoah. Now it's inside the shooting circle. Rowan's got to make a defensive play. There's Meehan battling for it, right on the hash marks on the right side. Whistle blows, and it will be once again a penalty corner, the third of the game for the Hornets. We just have 7 minutes, a little bit under 7 minutes here to go in the first. And what felt like the first 4 minutes dominated by Rowan, well, the next 4 have been dominated by Shenandoah.
Yeah, Shenandoah has just come back, and they've really just kept possession, kept firing shots, and a couple that have resulted now in penalty corners. They're giving themselves good opportunities, and the more pressure that they can put on Giuliano in the cage, the more opportunities they have to score, and eventually they'll find some to put points up on the board.
So the third, here they'll play it out to Lenahan. Lenahan will let it fly. It goes a little bit wide, fielded cleanly the backhand, but there's Giuliano to make a sliding save and keep Shenandoah at the board, off the board, and we're still scoreless here.
Yeah, a great sliding save, just not afraid to be great on that play right there was Giuliano, a tremendous stop for her 41st save of the year.
Shenandoah still going. The backhand attempt, pass from Lenahan, goes a little bit wide of the intended receiver, and this one played out, and Rowan will take over possession. Or excuse me, actually Shenandoah will actually take over at the 25. Thought they signaled that Rowan would take over, but Shenandoah is able as Meehan comes flying in trying to stop it from getting inside the shooting circle. And then here is Rowan battling for it and Ronning getting possession, but Ronning plays it out. Shenandoah is there to receive it. And then there is, once again, Tess Herman playing it outside the circle and all the way to the far side. Meehan getting a stick on it in the shooting circle. Almost misplayed that one, but luckily stayed with it. Cross attempt blocked in front. Paige Gray, one of the freshmen, one of the youngsters, a lot of youngsters here on this Profs team. As last year they were young, and this year they feel even younger. As a couple of freshman starters today, and with Paige Gray getting the start. And also, we've seen Mia Fody get the start.
Well, what's interesting is both of these squads are really young. When you take a look at the Shenandoah side of things, they have a lot of seniors on the roster, but they don't see much time because it seems like Shenandoah plays a lot of their juniors and sophomores. So a young team, and a young team that's ranked, really impressive for the Shenandoah Hornet squad.
Rowan able to get a turnover. Here they are forcing the other way, a 4-on-4 if they hurry. Plays it towards the far side, running down as Badaloni, who subbed into this game. Badaloni's going to play it into the shooting circle, gets deflected, and it goes off the foot, and it will be a penalty corner here for the Rowan Profs. So good job by Badaloni to just say, hey, I'm going to get in the shooting circle. We're going to try to create an opportunity, and that she did.
Way to just flip the field. I mean, Shenandoah was really controlling the pace and tempo of this game, and Badaloni just flipped the field, took it on the other side, and now a penalty corner here for the Profs.
Badaloni, the sophomore transfer from Oakland, New Jersey, went to Collingswood High School, not too far here in South Jersey. Transferred from Wagner, had a goal against Arcadia. It was her first of her collegiate career. And we'll see if she gets an opportunity here. They played out to Tess Herman in front. She plays it over to the near side where Ronning will try to set up inside. The ball's loose. Still loose, whistle blows. And once again, it will be a penalty corner for the Rowan Profs. But here they are, bringing a lot of the pressure on Shenandoah.
Yeah, they're doing a good job, and you saw right there on that possession, they were moving the ball around, trying to set something right up in front of the cage. Shenandoah was there and didn't allow it to happen, but a penalty that allows for another penalty corner, another opportunity for the Profs.
We'll see where they go this time. They went to Tess Herman last time. Here they do. They play it over to Tess once again. Setting up Palumbo. Palumbo gets it on net, and it goes just off the post, it looked like. just missing off the side of the cage. A good opportunity there as Palumbo has been able to strike a couple times this year and almost did it once again, but we're still scoreless here with 4 minutes left in the first. Some defensive battles going on here at Richard Wacker Stadium.
Well, if you're Coach Andre, that's exactly who you want taking the shot. She leads the team in goals and points, tied for leading the team in assists. Allie Palumbo has just had a tremendous year this year, and that's who you want taking a majority of your shots. A good look there for the Profs, just unable to capitalize due to the post.
And Tess Herman, the captain we mentioned, has started all 9 games so far now this season. 2 goals, and she also has appeared and started in all 49 games as a Rowan Prof. So she's 1 away from the big 5-0, a big accomplishment coming soon. But we'll see if Rowan can get an accomplishment here as Palumbo backhands it off the player on the Hornets. And once again, another penalty corner. It's going to be their 4th.
And again, just another opportunity here for Rowan. They're doing a good job of, it seemed like Shenandoah was really starting to take a little bit of momentum when they were holding on to the ball, but now Rowan, again, with that field flipping play from Lily Battaloni, the transfer from Wagner, Rowan has had the ball on their end of the field for now a majority of the past couple minutes.
Here they are with another opportunity. They play it out front. Meehan sends it over. Battaloni tries to get something on it. Palumbo in the area off the deflection. Palumbo looking back, turns, fires, and it finds the back of the cage. Palumbo gets her 6th of the year. The Profs take a 1-0 lead.
And you saw there just good ball movement from the Profs, but it ended up on the stick of Allie Palumbo, who's exactly who you want taking the shot. Her 6th goal of the year, and it puts the Profs up 1-0.
So they do credit her with the goal. Didn't know if it was deflected, so I kind of went with my instinct. And she did fire it, and she's able to blow it past the goalkeeper and Swan. So finally we get our first goal of the game here with 3 minutes left in the first. And Palumbo, the senior transfer, had 29 goals at Stockton, mentioned that earlier, now has 6 goals here at Rowan. 35 collegiate goals so far now in her career. Rowan going to look to continue to attack Meehan. Shenandoah on the attack. And the Hornets get a stoppage. They'll take over on a drop here at the 10-yard line. Shenandoah, a defensive mindset so far in this game, but now they're going to have to expand the offensive repertoire and see if they can get something past Giuliano and their own Profs defense. We'll see if the Profs can almost, I guess you could say, park the bus, a term usually used in soccer. But here, I know it's just early, but they've played a lot of close games where they could still win, whether it's just by a goal or 2. And that's really what you're looking for against Shenandoah. Here they come on the attack. The cross inside is deflected. It looked like Ella Toll was there, but Shenandoah will get a penalty corner once again.
Well, and the Hornets have so much talent on their team with a lot of second and third team, all ODAC conference players, a couple all-region players as a school based out of Virginia, even a couple players that were on the All-American team for the National Field Hockey Coaches Association. So a lot of talent on this team, and they could easily get right back into this game.
Let's get 7 players on the outside. They play it now over to the near side. Here is Deleva. Deleva pump fakes, then she dribbles it out to the near side, then backhands it inside in front of the cage, and Giuliano's going to have to play some good defense here, and she's able to kick it away, and then Palumbo sends it to the far side.
A great clear there by Palumbo because the ball was just getting batted around right in front of Giuliano, which is not where you want to be if you're the defense, and Palumbo steps up and just clears it away, and the Profs live to fight another day.
Another stoppage, and here's Rowan taking over. They try to press the pace, and here they go. Looking down this right side, Jenna Gray taking it here to the right side, gets inside the shooting circle, backhanded, but it's batted down by Swan, and Shenandoah recovers, but almost a big change of events here at Richard Wacker Stadium.
And we've seen that a couple times where the Profs have been on defense and they've just flipped the field real quick and gone right onto the offensive side of things. And Gray had a prime opportunity there, but a great save from Taylor Swan to keep this thing tied, or excuse me, at 1-0.
Yeah, Swan has only now allowed 8 goals on the year, so you can clearly see it's tough to get it past her, and right there it showed. It was a rocket. She was able to bat it down with the blocker on her right hand. Played up, Tess Herman, it bounces off her upper body. Under a minute to go here in the first. Rowan maybe trying to get one last attack here. Plays it in. Whistle blows, and Shenandoah will take over. They really have one last probably attempt here to tie this one up here at first.
Yeah, now just about 30 seconds remaining in the first quarter. So Shenandoah is going to have to move the ball very quickly if they want to try and tie this game at 1.
Whistle blows once again. 20 seconds left here in the first. Shenandoah has to hurry if they want to get something. Rowan with a deflection. Paige Gray, one of the freshmen on the deflecting end, and it looks like Rowan will probably just have to sit on this one with 10 seconds to go. 3 and counting down the final seconds. Rowan will just hit it out, and there will be the end of the first quarter. Rowan takes a 1-0 lead against the number 17th ranked Shenandoah. What did you see there at the first, Jake?
Well, I just saw the ability for Rowan to flip the field, and that was what allowed for them to kind of take momentum and eventually score that first goal. Is Badaloni, that was such a game-changing play to this point, to just take the ball where Shenandoah had a lot of momentum to be in the middle of that first quarter. Badaloni flipped the field, gave the Profs a couple chances, and they capitalized on one, making the score 1-0.
So they did capitalize as they lead 1-0. 1:30 left here in the break before we get to the second quarter. And we'll take a step off here as well for Jake Clark, Ahmed, and Doherty here on the Rowan Television Network. We are back here for the start of the second quarter here on the Rowan Television Network. Coach Richard Wacker Stadium, Shenandoah. The Hornets come in to face the Rowan Profs at Shenandoah, the number 17th ranked team, and here they are, down 1-0 early. But they faced some adversity already this year in overtime against Salisbury. They were able to pull that win out, and now they're going to have to go on the road once again here, where you mentioned earlier in the game, they're 0-2. Trying not to fall to 0-3 on the road.
Yeah, 0-2 on the road, and that's such an interesting stat for a team that is this highly ranked across the nation. For them to only have their wins at home is definitely just something interesting, because usually when you see a top-ranked team, they can do it at home and on the road. Shenandoah this year has not been able to do that thus far.
McManus in defense as Shenandoah has taken it back over. That was McKibben playing it back, now over to Velasquez. Velasquez trying to get by the defender in Kylie Elwell. Played up, trying to get a deflection was once again McKibben. McManus plays it to the far side to Meehan. Shenandoah trying to find a way to send the Profs under 500. Profs come in 4-4. Shenandoah trying to climb the rankings here in the top 25. Rowan has already faced 3 top 25 ranked teams, and here's number 4. They've had a tough schedule so far for a field hockey team that I guess you could probably say is definitely better than what their 4-4 record represents.
Absolutely. As we talked about before, 3 of their 4 losses are to ranked opponents, and the first loss that they had on the season was in their first game to Ursinus, who was not ranked, but it was game 1. They were still kind of figuring things out. And I think that the 4-4 record does not tell the full story about this Profs field hockey team. As you see, they can hold their own against a ranked opponent like Shenandoah as they lead in this one 1-0.
Yeah, so they lost their last game against Bryn Mawr 2-1. That was at home on Wednesday night in a close one. Then they beat Haverford 3-0 at home, and then they also beat Catholic 6-1 at home. So far, a pretty good record at home. They won 3 in a row before losing that game against Bryn Mawr. And here's Shenandoah going down the far side. Randberger here on the near side, getting past Meehan on the jab attempt. Randberger being bet by McManus on the near side. Played down by Meehan. Whistle blows, and it will be Rowan possession.
Good defensive stand there by the Profs to just force the attacker to the side of the field where she was either going to have to go out of bounds or find a teammate. Couldn't find a teammate. And a nice stop there by the Profs.
Shenandoah inside. Plays it back. Just past Giuliano, who's not able to make the save. And Shenandoah knots it up at 1 on the goal where the back was turned and then turned around and fired. We'll see who got the goal, but it looked like it might have been Randberger in the area as well as McKibben. Looked like they're going to give it to Caitlin Nakamura, who ends up getting the goal. It is her first goal in the year. She only has 1 shot on goal, but she gets her second shot on goal, and it finds the back of the cage.
Yeah, and there's just so much talent on this Shenandoah squad that you knew that they were going to come back and at least apply a little bit of pressure, and there's the one that ties this game at 1 that finds the back of the cage. Rowan had played well defensively, just a little bit of a mishap, and now we're back to square one, all tied up.
Shenandoah with some momentum, but here comes McManus making a defensive play, but she's met by 2 Shenandoah players. The one has to back off, and there's Lenahan not able to get possession there as they're going to reward possession of the Profs, but immediately Velasquez gets it back for Shenandoah before Elwell comes in and gets the interception. Past the defender and Nakamura, who just scored. Rowan was probably clinging on to that 1-0 lead in hopes that their defense could really bunker down, but here they are, like you mentioned earlier, back at square one. Tessera will take this out right around the 35-yard line.
Well, and the Profs have had a lot of chances with those penalty corners, and we're going to have to see if they can get 1 or 2 more of those throughout the remainder of this game to try and finally get a lead. Shenandoah probably looking for the same thing, but they scored not off a corner, just by moving the ball up the field.
Merrick playing defense for the Profs, but Shenandoah gets it right back. It's been back and forth between these two teams, and here they are down the near side. Shenandoah trying to turn the corner around McManus. Whistle blows, and Rowan will take possession, but right there it looked like another nice move by Shenandoah, as it was Lenahan and Randberger really running this near side as they attack to the left, as this will go out, and Shenandoah will just get a drop right around the 40-yard line. Couple subs coming in for Shenandoah. They use really the same 11 players a lot. They've had every player that has started a game has started every game. They have a couple subs, but they really like their core group, and I mean, it hasn't done them much wrong this year.
Yeah, as you mentioned, Nathan, a majority of the players, when you look at the stat sheet, have played in all 7 of their games. Only a couple have played in under 7 games.
This one trickles a little bit too far out of the reach, and nice defensive play. Now over to the near side, here is Pavlichin. Pavlichin trying to get it up. It goes off the knee of a Hornet defender in Holub. Holub will immediately play it up, and McManus is right there to meet it. Whistle blows once again. Rowan will just get a drop. Shenandoah comes into this game 5-2. Number 17 ranked is Palumbo, who scored the goal earlier for the Profs, plays it to the far side. Bodie, who checked back in, trying to get possession, but loses it and whistle blows. You mentioned Shenandoah's coming off their victory against Salisbury, their last game. Overtime, but here is Rowan in the shooting circle, but whistle blows right before they were able to possibly get a shot on goal and attack. Mia Foti in the area, as well as another freshman in Jenna Gray.
Well, and Rowan's moving the ball upfield. Just seems like they're trying to move a little bit too fast right now. They're really trying to flip the field and try and get one back after they gave up a goal.
Randberger with a nice move inside of the 30-yard line. Over at the 25. Played back to Randberger, but 2 profs in the area, including Tess Herman in defense currently. Here is Lenahan. Lenahan trying to get by 2 profs defenders, waiting for a whistle, and finally gets rewarded with a whistle. And it will be a penalty corner for the Hornets. And the Hornets looking to take the lead. Maybe right here is it's probably their first real chance to take the lead after trailing down 1-0. 8:07 left here in the second.
And momentum is something that won't show up in the box score or the stat sheet, but it feels like Shenandoah is starting to pull away with good old momentum. They have a prime opportunity here to notch the lead.
See where they go. 7 players outside the shooting circle. They play it over to the near side. Shot blocked in front by the Profs defense. Deflected, and whistle blows. And once again, it will be a penalty corner for Shenandoah, but a nice defensive play. It looked like Paige Gray was in the area once again. Deflected a shot earlier off her, I think it was her foot. And then right there was able to deflect a shot with her stick. Once again, played out front in the middle in between the hashes. Now played to the near side. It's blocked by Tess Herman, the captain. She poke checks it, but a whistle will blow. And once again, a penalty corner. They're starting to rack them up here today.
And the more opportunities that Shenandoah gets from this penalty corner, the more pressure they put on Giuliano and the more opportunities, again, they have to score. But credit Rowan's defense. They've done a good job on these past 2 to just not let the shot get anywhere near the cage.
Now they'll play it over to the far right side. Now plays it over to the near side. Shenandoah looking to get it on net. Puck's in front, and the ball goes right through the back of the cage off a deflection. A couple of Hornets in the area as they mobbed the goalkeeper and Giuliano. Don't know who exactly was able to get credited with the goal, but there was a bunch of players in the area. And Shenandoah, you mentioned momentum, and boy, do they have it right now. And you can see 2 flags of 2 Shenandoah fans going on the far side in celebration.
And just again, the opportunities that they were able to accumulate right there with the 3 penalty corners. At one point or another, you had to expect a good shot and a good opportunity, and they were able to capitalize, finding the back of the cage and now taking the momentum of this game and the lead. They lead it now 2-1.
So Rowan now playing from behind for the first time this afternoon. There is Palumbo, who scored the goal earlier, is probably going to have to be asked to do that again. Here is Meehan playing it inside the shooting circle. Rowan already on the counterattack. Gray plays it inside. Whistle blows. A penalty corner and a great response by Rowan immediately after the goal.
Yeah, they didn't waste any time working the ball upfield right off the drop. They moved right all the way up the field and now have a prime opportunity with the penalty corner to try and even this thing back up at 2 apiece.
They have not yet awarded a goal scorer on the live stats. Haven't heard the PA announcer. So we'll update you for those at home that want to know when we get the notification. But 7:09 to play. They play it to Palumbo. Palumbo is going to let it fly. Gets deflected a couple times in front before it gets the Swan. Whistle blows, and Shenandoah will take over. A great defensive stand, and Swan in the area. It's going to be tough to get 2 by her, especially after you've already gotten 1.
Yeah, just a tremendous goalie. Taylor Swan is having a really good senior campaign in net for the Shenandoah Hornets, or in the cage for the Shenandoah Hornets.
The play to the near side. It looks like they're going to reward the goal to Lily Kaivelos for Shenandoah, one of their subs. She gets the goal off a couple of deflections. Here's Tess Herman. Trying to set up Toll down the near side, but just out of reach. 6:15 to play here in the first half.
And still a lot of time in this game, Aiden, but a pass like that, moving down the field with good ball movement just out of the reach of Toll, is one that you might want back when this is all said and done.
Good sign. It looks like Mabel Acuna Casey, who just deflected that ball right at the 20-yard line, has made her second appearance this season. She appeared in the first game and then missed the next 7, but here she is once again making an appearance off the bench, and Rowan able to get a defensive stand right there, but not before the whistle blows, and another penalty corner. We're going to sound like broken records after this game because a lot of penalty corners in this game, especially for the Hornets, and they've capitalized on one already.
And again, just the more penalty corners increases your chances and applies pressure. We saw 3 in a row, and it was almost like a bend, don't break for the Rowan defense, but eventually they had to cave and allowed a goal. Hopefully they can have a better outing on this one.
Trying to keep it a one-score game are the Rowan Profs inside the shooting circle. Giuliano gets a kick save on that one off the paddock, and it will be cleared out by Paige Gray.
Tremendous kick save there by Giuliano and a good clear by Gray. Just textbook stuff right there. Good save from the keeper, good clear by the defender, and you live to see another day.
Yeah, it was Winter on the shot, one of their more notable players. Almost made a great impact on this game already. As Shenandoah is trying to make this a 2-goal game. Their offense has really dominated this whole second quarter. Really, once the Profs scored their goal, it's been all Shenandoah since. Momentum has headed in their direction, as here they are once again. Meehan getting a poke check on it. Whistle blows, and Rowan will be awarded with possession. Under 5 minutes to go here in the first half. 2-1 is the score. It's wet and rainy and a little bit windy here at Coach Richard Wacker Stadium, and that might be a penalty. Is a little bit of an aggressive shove by Shenna Gray as momentum started to pick up for Shenandoah once again, but tension's going to build up here as well, as Shenna Gray will have to sit down for a few moments.
It didn't look like anything intentional, just like looked like she was moving a little bit too fast and ran into the defender.
The Rowan will play down 1. They're also down 1 in the scoreboard. Cunha Casey tries to get a pass to the Hornets defender, and Hornets take it back over. Here's McKibben. Rowan will be awarded possession. Here's Acuna Casey. Going to try to lift it up, but fails at doing so. And once again, Shenandoah taking over. McKibben's able to battle for it, and she'll now head the shooting circle. She'll hand it off to Lenahan, who will get the drop. Velasquez, the graduate student, over to the middle of the field. Here's Winter. Winter for Shenandoah. Had a shot last time, whistle blows, Tess Herman and Winter going at it. Really a notable matchup right there between the two, the captain and also Winter, who is one of the more notable players, like I mentioned earlier, for the Hornets.
Yeah, Winter, a grad student with 2 goals and 4 assists on the year for Shenandoah. Going toe-to-toe with the captain for the Profs.
Captain right there is able to clear it out, but Shenandoah will still have possession. 3 minutes left. It looks like Rowan's honestly just trying to survive until halftime. As a collision, as Toll goes down to the turf, and Rowan will get possession. We're starting to see now second collision of this game, so the tension's starting to pick up here. Two teams that really are well respected in the field hockey realm in Division III. And this would be a big one as the calendar is about to turn to October, which is really when you got to lock in with conference play. But this would be a great win for either side before they have to settle into conference play.
Well, Shenandoah is really just trying to move up higher in the ranks. Any loss will obviously drop them, but a win against a respectable Rowan team who's lost to a lot of ranked opponents shows that they can hold their own, and Rowan trying to beat a ranked team for the first time this year and potentially get into the top 25. So a lot at stake, even though it's early in the season for both of these squads.
Yeah, Rowan has had a tough schedule. It's a nice defensive play there by Gracie Merrick. And she plays it immediately up. There's Pataloni as her shot attempt gets batted by Swan, and Shenandoah will clear it all the way past midfield. 1:50 on the clock. Rowan might try to get the momentum right back right before they have to head to half.
They were moving the ball well, but Swan just was able to punch that one to the side, and a good job by the Hornets to clear it.
Toll tries to play it up, and there's Shenandoah with their tough and stout defenses. Here is Randberger trying to get by Tess Herman. Tess Herman poke checks it. She's able to cross it back inside. Lenahan now takes over. Tries to get it to the intended in Randberger, but there's Ella Toll, the freshman, making another move to the inside, then passes it off to her teammate right around the Profs logo. And immediately turned over. Velasquez, a graduate student. We've seen her make a lot of veteran plays. You can definitely tell she's a stout defender, number 15 out there for the Hornets. She'll have to try to make another play right here, right at the 25, but not before Rowan was able to hit it up. But immediately met by a Hornet defender as Palumbo will get it on the clear attempt. 45 seconds to go. Ella Toll, the 30-yard line, cuts it back in. A nice move. We've seen a couple nice moves from her, but right there, Shenandoah not allowing any more. Cunha Casey in the defensive end. Palumbo. Shenandoah, I believe, wanted a whistle stoppage, but there's a whistle stoppage, but he'll actually reward it to Shenandoah. I thought Rowan would be able to take over there, but with under 25 seconds to go, maybe Shenandoah has one last chance at them to get up two possibly before the break.
They're definitely going to have to move the ball fast, being on their own side of the field.
Randberger, excuse me, that's actually McKibben here on the near side. Passes it back to Lenahan. Clock at 5. Lenahan will just play it up, and zeros will hit the clock. Shenandoah not able to get one last shot before the end of the half, but they do take the lead 2-1. Rowan led 1-0 at the end of the first, but 2 goals for Shenandoah here in the second quarter. And we're kind of seeing a change of tide where Shenandoah is really grabbing momentum, and you can see why they are nationally ranked.
Well, the Profs won the first quarter, finding the back of the cage and leading 1-0. But since then, the second quarter was all Hornets as they were able to find 2 into the back of the cage. And momentum really shifted with those 3 penalty corners. And Shenandoah was able to tie the game, then got another goal. So now looking at still, it's anybody's game with 2 more quarters left to go. But Shenandoah with a strong second quarter to take the lead.
So the goal scorers for Shenandoah, it was Nakamura who got the game-tying goal, and then it was Kyvelos who got the go-ahead goal, and that's where we stand now, 2-1. The goal for the Rowan Profs was once again Ali Palumbo for the 6th time this season. Has been a stout senior transfer from Stockton University, but the Profs are going to need just a little bit more to pull out this victory. They are down 2-1 as we head to halftime. Just under 10 minutes until we're back for the start of the third quarter here on the Rowan Television Network. And we are back here at Coach Richard Wacker Stadium. An entertaining first half. It was an ugly setting, and it's still ugly setting here in the second half. It's going to be a little bit rainy and a little bit windy here, but it's a 2-1 score. The number 17 team in Shenandoah is on top after their 2 goals, after they have 2 unanswered after Rowan started up 1-0. But really, Shenandoah has just completely changed the tide of this game as they head here into the second half.
So far, it's been a tale of 2 quarters. Rowan really dominated that first quarter, and obviously you saw it on the scoreboard. They were up 1-0 at the end of 1. But Shenandoah really flipped the tide of this game, scoring 2 goals in that second quarter. Still anybody's game, still 2 quarters to go, but Shenandoah had a lot of momentum going into the half.
That they did, but here's Rowan with a chance to send it down first and try to get possession and respond on the offensive end. As looks like Paige Yoakum on the far side is subbed into this game. Rowan giving a different look. They use a lot of players, unlike Shenandoah, who uses pretty much the same 11, and then they have a couple of subs off the bench. Rowan trying to use these fresh legs to their advantage.
Yeah, and both have advantages. Obviously, you just mentioned Rowan has a lot of fresh legs. All the players that are on the field will feel fresh, but Shenandoah will have that chemistry, as we've seen a couple times throughout their play here today.
Shenandoah taking it down the far side. It trickles into the shooting circle, but there is a nice defensive play by Rowan. Paige Gray was in the area, as it'll end up being a penalty corner that went off the foot of Rowan defender. So once again, penalty corner, as Shenandoah has completely dominated that facet of the game. This is, I believe, Rowan has had 5 penalty corners, and Shenandoah has definitely had more than that, as here they are right in between the hashes. Playing it over to Lenahan here on the right side. Lenahan looking inside. Giuliano does the splits, makes the save initially, but it gets put in the back of the cage. Shenandoah responds early here in the second half. They go up 3-1 after the initial save by Giuliano. She was not able to get the second, as she was in an uncomfortable position, and the Hornets take a 3-1 lead.
Well, as you mentioned right there, it was a tremendous split save by Giuliano to stop the ball, but got kicked to the stick of a Shenandoah attacker who was able to find the back of the cage. And we saw it again. Those penalty corners for Shenandoah have really been the difference in this one.
It was their 9th corner, and I believe their 2nd goal off those corners. Shenandoah really picking up the momentum and pace. 3 unanswered goals now for the Hornets. Mia Foti making a play, but Shenandoah was able to stay with it, but not before it goes all the way back to Paige Gray, another freshman. A lot of freshmen on the field for the Profs here, as Colombo tried to find another freshman on the other end in Jenna Gray.
And it seems like every time Rowan gives up a goal to Shenandoah, right off the drop, they try and move just a little too quick. As we see right there, just trying to move too fast. Nothing really set up, just fired the ball at the cage, but nothing doing. My personal opinion here is I think that Rowan just needs to slow things down, take their time trying to move the ball up, and take a high percentage look around the cage to try and get back into this one.
It almost looks like Rowan is trying to take a chaos method, where they're hoping chaos happens when they're on offense, and it kind of trickles their way. They're just trying to get it down. They're trying to fire it and really play the game of let's dump it all the way down, and let's see if our players can win those 50-50 battles one-on-one. And see if we could find the back of the cage once again, as they're looking for any opportunity here, because Shenandoah once again here on this right side looking to make some more noise. A nice poke check by a Rowan defender there. It looked like Tess Herman once again has been everywhere this afternoon, but it's going to be all the way brought out to the 25-yard line in possession of Shenandoah. It looks like we're going to get a goalie substitution possibly here for Rowan, as we'll wait for the next whistle. Shenandoah battling for just inside the 25. Now played up just outside the shooting circle. A nice move to get to the inside, but there is a Rowan defender in McManus to poke check it away. McManus now gets it, but not before whistle's blown. It goes off the shin of a Rowan defender. And once again, the 10th now penalty corner of the game, and we're still early stages here in the second half.
And this has been Shenandoah's bread and butter to this point. 2 of the 3 goals have come off these penalty corners, and the more opportunities they have, the better and better they seem to be doing with it as we get later into this game.
So it looks like might have a goalie substitution soon, but Giuliano's going to have to try to at least make one more save, but a misplay by the Hornets as it's played all the way out to the 30 and 25-yard line, and Rowan will now take over on the counterattack. Here they go. They can hurry. They have some numbers in front. They play it up to Jenna Gray. Jenna Gray in a foot race is able to beat her around the corner, and here's Gray inside the shooting circle. Has Fody on the far side. Plays it to Fody, but it's just wide of her stick, and it plays now to the near side where it's taken over by Wenzel. And whistle blows, and Rowan will continue to take over as they look to go the other way. Wenzel ran into traffic and got poke checked. The ball is loose, but here is Tess Herman taking over, the captain, trying to make amends for the offense, but once again it's played out. Michelle Andre a little frustrated on the sideline.
Well, and a miscue on that penalty corner by Shenandoah that allowed for the Profs to run down the field and now maintain possession. They definitely have to be able to capitalize off of that mistake from the Hornets.
It will be played out. There is Paige Gray. Her pass intercepted, intended for Wenzel, but Gray gets it back for the moment and still playing it. Whistle blows. Rowan will take over, still just outside the shooting circle. Gray trying to make a move around the defender. Whistle blows once again, and Rowan will get a full stoppage here. And they'll let Palumbo take it outside the shooting circle. She crosses her way inside, is battling for 3 defenders in the area, and an X is thrown up by the referee. Shenandoah will take over possession just inside the shooting circle. And a goalie substitution is Mariah Giuliano will sub off, and it's going to be the first action of the freshman backup goalkeeper in Delphina Vanelli. The freshman from Galloway, New Jersey, Cedar Creek High School, has not played yet, and here she is.
Well, and a terrific high school career for Vanelli at Cedar Creek. She set the Cedar Creek saves record with 539 saves, so an impressive play for her 4 years at Cedar Creek. Let's see if it translates over here at Rowan University.
I also believe when I was doing research, I believe she had 200 in her senior year as well. So a couple of accomplishments. But again, Rowan on the attacking end looking to see if they can make this a 1-goal game again and maybe set Vanelli up for what could possibly be a victory as the goalkeeper in the cage. So here is Rowan. They went to Tess Herman a couple of times. Here they go to Meehan. Meehan plays it now over the backhand. Inside, Fody battling as well as another Rowan prop. Whistle blows, and Shenandoah will take over possession. The corners haven't been a recipe for success for the Profs today, just as much as it's been for the Hornets.
It's just been the difference maker in this game as the Hornets have been able to capitalize on those penalty corners, and the Profs have not, and that's why we're looking at the score as it is, 3-1. Shenandoah leads it.
Madison Short plays it up all the way down the near sideline. Chasing it is Randberger. McManus in defense. Randberger spins, has it inside the shooting circle. Gets it by McManus, then crosses it inside. Nobody's home, but the ball is still loose. But there's Tess Herman controlling it, and she's by herself outside the shooting circle. Going to look to play it up. Here is Jenna Gray passing it up to Palumbo, but it's intercepted. Shenandoah playing stout defense. They have 5 defenders back, 6 now, as Palumbo is really by herself with Fody on the far side and Gray behind.
And we talked about this earlier in the game, Aiden. Somebody else besides Allie Palumbo is going to have to find the back of the cage. Palumbo already with 1 goal today, but some of the other Prof attackers are going to have to step up and try and find the back of the cage if they want to get back into this game.
Fody plays it inside the shooting circle. It's batted a couple times. The Hornets settle with possession. A nice move to the inside to cut off the defender from getting it. Then it gets it by another defender. Here comes Cassidy Morrison, the player on the team that has 10 goals. We haven't mentioned her name too much. She does have 2 shots on goal this game, but hasn't been able to get one of the goals. Tess Sermon's out of reach of her, but then she's able to get it back for the moment before losing it. Whistle blows. Actually, Morrison was credited with that third goal, so she was able to get her 11th goal of the season. And there was a lot of Hornets in the area, and we were blocked from really the view of who was able to put it in the back of the cage, but it looked like Morrison was able to get the goal, so it was her 11th. Very quiet player today, but it has been phenomenal. 3 shots on goal now with a goal.
What's really impressive, her 11th of the year,
Yes.
22 total points, which leads the Shenandoah Hornets by a mile almost.
And nobody else really is even close to her goal mark on Shenandoah. And that's not even just Shenandoah. It's really pretty much any team they play as well. I mean, Rowan's leading goal scorer is Palumbo with 6. Morrison has 5 more than that. Played up, but a nice play by Tess Sermon to get her stick in the air and bat it down, and they'll play it over to Battaloni, and Battaloni's just going to send it all the way down. It's a foot race. Palumbo in the foot race as it's trickling all the way down inside the 5-yard line. Palumbo battling. It goes off the foot of Shenandoah, so Palumbo will take over, and she's met immediately by the defense. The whistle blows again, and Palumbo's efforts are starting to get rewarded here once again.
Just a really good job by Allie Palumbo there to track that ball all the way down the field. A good clear by the Profs defensive unit, and then Palumbo just hawks that ball down and is rewarded for her efforts. Looks like it's going to be a penalty corner here.
So 6 minutes and 19 seconds left here in the third quarter. The Profs still down by 2. They're looking to cut the deficit in half. They have 7 players around the shooting circle. Slap shot attempt is deflected, and it finds the back of the cage. Deflected in front, and the Profs have cut the lead cut the deficit to 1. And they're going to look to make some noise here as it was a shot from the outside, a deflection, and it looked like Palumbo might have actually gotten the last poke check to officially send it in. But we'll see who they reward with the official goal. But a great job by Rowan finally taking advantage of a penalty corner.
Yeah, and they absolutely needed that. That was crucial for their comeback efforts to convert on a set piece like that, a penalty corner. And then that shot just had just enough heat on it, even though it was deflected, to sneak by Swan in net. So 3-2 now, and the Profs take back a little bit of momentum and put another goal up onto the scoreboard.
Nice play by Battaloni to keep it in front. Gets it immediately in the shooting circle. Nobody was able to get a stick on it. Merrick was close, though, to possibly deflecting it. They're going to give the goal to Gracie Merrick. It's Merrick's 3rd goal. She had one against Swarthmore back on September 4th, and then also has 1 assist on the air. But Merrick got the start here this afternoon and also picks up a goal. And nice deflection in front by her. Now with 5 minutes left here in the third, Rowan's right back in this game. You mentioned it's been a tale of 2 stories and 2 halves in the first half, and now once again we're seeing Rowan dominate another quarter.
And they really just have to kind of keep this momentum up. Right now they control possession, and they got to find another way to just get back, because we saw early in this third quarter it was Shenandoah that notched their 3rd goal of the game. Now Rowan needs another goal to try and tie this one up. And they have possession to try and do that just now.
Shenandoah looking to get back and get in some momentum. Rowan's really bringing applying all the pressure. And once again, Alexa Ronning was applying the pressure there, but a whistle will blow and stoppage will happen. And once again, a whistle will blow as they'll reward the Hornets with possession with about 4:15 to go.
Nice job by Shenandoah. Rowan had a lot of momentum, scored, and then brought the ball back down, and now they're working the ball onto the Rowan side of the field, trying to get their own offensive attack back up and running.
Winter will play it up. There's McManus on defense for Rowan, but in the area, the Shenandoah attacker played up. Nice stick work There by Badaloni, the sophomore, plays it up, but just out of reach. So Gracie Merrick. Over to the near side, Madison Short. Not able to get it up cleanly, but it's batted out by Wenzel. Madison Short once again. Lays it up. This time it gets by a couple of Profs defenders, and it's all the way up to Randberger here. 2 Profs in the area. She gets it inside the shooting circle. She crosses inside, tries to backhand it, but whiffs. But there on the attempt would be Nakamura before the whistle would blow. And now Rowan will take possession.
And again, another mistake there by Shenandoah in this quarter. Good stick work, but just whiffed on the shot.
Benelli, the freshman, new goalkeeper, getting her first action. See if she ever picks up her first save in this game. I mean, obviously, if you're Rowan, you wouldn't mind she doesn't pick up her first save because that would mean no shots on goal. But Benelli, now the new goalkeeper, is Giuliano was subbed off a couple of minutes ago here in the third. Shenandoah really getting one of their better chances here in the second half. As Winner tries to split 2 defenders, but it gets poke checked away. Spin move by Winner, and the ball trickled all the way to the corner. Whistle would blow, so she'll bring it back to the original spot or did her spin move. She'll be met in the corner immediately. Wenzel in defense, but Winner gets around her, trying to get around another defender, and then crosses it in front. Meehan's there to get a stick on it, but Shenandoah still in possession, trying to get it on net, and it's finally cleared outside the shooting circle, and Badaloni not able to get a stick on it, and here comes still once again Nakamura. But the ball will trickle away, and Rowan take over. Goes off Nakamura. That one might sting tomorrow morning, but she didn't show any signs of pain right there, as they'll still have possession. Nakamura to the corner, and a misplay once again by the Hornets.
Yeah, we've seen the Hornets make a couple mistakes in this third quarter. Rowan's been able to capitalize on one, and if you're the Profs and Coach Andre, got to capitalize on a couple more of these mistakes to get right back into this game, tied up at 3.
So it goes out, and Rowan returns the favor of a misplay on a pass. Whistle blows. Shenandoah will have possession. I believe they're actually going to be rewarded with another penalty corner. Don't typically see that too much when you're outside the actual shooting circle, but here they are. Going to be their 11th of the game. Scored on their 10th. Seven players just outside the shooting circle. Rowan's got 4 in the cage, not including the goalie and Benelli. It's played out front. It's backhanded, but a unsuccessful backhand attempt. And Rowan's going to look to go on the counterattack. Whistles will blow. Another nice play. It's been Paige Gray every single time on the penalty corner, stepping up and making a play.
And we've called her name a couple times here today, doing a great job defensively of just not letting that ball get anywhere close to the cage, taking it away, and starting an offensive attack for the Profs.
It's poke checked away. A nice play by Rowan's defense by Alexa Ronning. And here comes Rowan looking to get some momentum back. 25 seconds left here in the third, so it's now or never before the fourth quarter starts. They played inside the shooting circle, fielded well, backhanded, whistle blows. It goes off the shin of the intended receiver in Badaloni, who had a good opportunity there before the whistle was blown. And that looks to be the way the third will end, as they'll just set it straight sky high in the air before Palumbo is able to bat it down. She'll set it in one last time, 1 second, and the clock strikes 0. An interesting third quarter, but it's still winnable if you're the Rowan Profs, but Shenandoah has still looked phenomenal.
Yeah, Shenandoah with that early goal to begin this third quarter, but then the Profs took advantage of a couple mistakes from the Hornets, now only trail by 1. Anybody's game going into the fourth.
It is anybody's game, and we'll see if the Rowan Profs could tie this game and maybe even win it here in the fourth quarter. A quick break, about 1:30 before we return for the fourth quarter here on the Rowan Television Network. Back here on the Rowan Television Network, it's a one-score game as the number 17 ranked Shenandoah trying to continue to climb the ranks. Is here early, Vanelli gets her first save of her collegiate career right there with the kick save, and Rowan looks to go on the counter-attack. But if you're just joining us, I'm Ada Docty alongside Jake Clark here on the Rowan Television Network. We have a heck of a matchup so far. It's been a little low scoring, but it's been pretty impactful, especially that third quarter. We saw a lot of action from both sides. Shenandoah has looked pretty well. They look like the number 17th ranked team, and Rowan is looking like a team where they could possibly be a top 25 ranked team. So it's really going to possibly be decided who's going to move up in the rankings, who's going to move down by this fourth quarter.
And we mentioned a couple times that Rowan won that first quarter, but Shenandoah won the second. The third was pretty balanced, but now it comes down to who's going to win the fourth quarter, and that ultimately will probably decide who wins this game.
Inside immediately, the shot just wide right. An early opportunity. Sydney Pavlichin was in the area on the shot, turned around, fired just a little bit off the post to the right side, and we almost had a tied ball game here with the full fourth quarter to play.
We saw both sides with a couple opportunities, with Vanelli making her first collegiate save and then an opportunity there for the Profs, but just missed on it. Good pressure, and hopefully Rowan can continue that throughout this fourth quarter.
It was a beautiful pass inside. A great job fielding it by Pavlichin. She had a good strike on it, but just a little bit wide right. Here is Tess Herman taking it in. She's going to let it fly inside. Pavlichin looked like it was going to touch, but it goes out. Hornets will take possession.
And Tess Herman has been everywhere today, defensively breaking up plays for the Hornets and then offensively firing shots at the net, truly embodying that captain role that she has.
Over to the far side, it's deflected, and it goes all the way out. Seen a lot of the Shenandoah fans on that far side. I think they came over here instead. I don't know where they all went. They had a couple people with flags. They're still over there on the right side. Every time they score, that runs across that far sideline. Shenandoah looking to make them go running once again. Here inside the shooting circle, nice move inside. They'll be rewarded with, once again, another penalty corner. It'll be their 12th.
The Hornets have had a lot of opportunities off the penalty corner. Some converted on, some a couple mistakes that have allowed Rowan to convert on the other end. We'll have to see what's in store for this one, but still a lot of opportunities that if you're Coach Andre, not happy about that the Hornets are getting, especially still late in this game.
And the Hornets extend the lead to 2. Maybe even have the dagger goal in the fourth quarter. They let it go, and there is Vanelli with the save, and it goes right through the 5-hole on the deflection. And the Hornets swarm the new backup goalkeeper in Vanelli, and on the second opportunity right there, they're able to extend the lead to 2.
And Rowan's comeback effort just got exponentially harder as now trailing 2 scores. Still doable with 12 minutes and 12 seconds remaining in this fourth quarter, but now down multiple scores. The job for Coach Andre has gotten a lot more difficult.
And it has. If you're up by 2 in the fourth quarter, the success rate is very, very high, especially when you're a good defensive stout team like Shenandoah. But we'll see if the Profs have an offensive run in them. They have 2 goals this game, but they're going to need 2 more to extend play and 3 to win. Meehan will just scoop it up and play it inside the shooting circle, and it'll 2-hop its way into the end zone. And Rowan getting back into those habits of what we talked about earlier, start of the second half, where it just feels like they're almost looking for chaos to ensue by just sending it down and hoping the ball trickles their way a couple times. Another beautiful play by Tess Herman, has gotten out of the sky a couple of times now this afternoon. She looks to play it inside. It's fielded cleanly. That pass inside intended for Pavlichin was intercepted on its way down, but here is Palumbo. Palumbo has a goal in this game. She's met by a couple of Hornets defenders, plays it to Tess Herman. Herman poke checks it inside. And now Ronning battling for it, and she's not able to win that foot race as Shenandoah will take over down the far side.
And when we talk about the Profs moving so quick after giving up a goal. It almost feels like the pressure to respond immediately is what gets them to play a little bit out of control. They could just slow down after giving up a goal. We could see a lot more success.
Kylie Elwell just subbed in. Some fresh legs for the Rowan offense. Pavlichin will head towards the bench. They'll play it immediately in Ronning, and right there was Elwell to possibly get a stick on it. Whistle will blow, and Rowan will get a penalty corner. So the fresh legs pay off as Elwell was in the right spot at the right time and is able to help force a penalty corner.
That was a good opportunity for Rowan right there. Nice job by the Hornets defense to not let that one find the back of the cage. But the Profs with a prime opportunity here and a crucial opportunity for their comeback efforts in this penalty corner.
Rowan needs to respond. Can they cut the deficit in half once again? They play it towards the middle. Palumbo fields. Over to Herman. Back to Palumbo. Give and go. Palumbo lets it fly just outside the shooting circle. And Rowan will once again get a penalty corner.
Seems like the Profs are running everything exclusively through number 2, Allie Palumbo. Is that one? She got it right off the rip, and then a give and go, as you mentioned, Aiden, but another opportunity here for the Profs.
Play it inside, and Elwell will chase it after the deflection. Elwell inside to Palumbo. Palumbo got a stick on it. It's loose. Whistle blows, and Shenandoah will be rewarded with possession. 10 minutes to go here in the game. Rowan down by 2 against the number 17 ranked Hornets team as they look to continue to climb the rankings, and with a win today, I'm sure they might do that. Palumbo with a nice work with the stick. Now she takes it to midfield, trying to get around a couple of defenders. She finds her way right around the shooting circle. It gets deflected. Whistle blows. Palumbo will continue to attempt. She gets inside the shooting circle, will let it fly, and it trickles its way out of bounds into the end zone. Rowan will take over at the 25. Played inside once again. Ronning makes a move to the inside. Or excuse me, that was Gray. Now inside. Elwell in the area. The far side, Rowan trying to cut the deficit in half. 9 minutes to go. Here on the Rowan Television Network, they need some magic here late. And here they are in the shooting circle. They play it back. Herman shot, blocked in front by Swan. A great save by Swan, and every time Rowan gets close, seems like Shenandoah has an answer, but here they are again. Ronning look to have a shot lined up. Whistle blows, they'll get a corner. But what a save by Swan as Herman came in looking for her 3rd goal of the year and wasn't able to do so.
And as we mentioned, Swan, a terrific goalie for this Shenandoah Hornets squad with another crucial save right there. And I think what this game is going to come down to, Aiden, is the success or lack of success on these penalty corners. Shenandoah with a lot of success. The Profs not too much to this point.
Palumbo plays it in. It goes outside to Herman. Herman fields it. Has to backhand it, backhands it, and it gets deflected in front, and it goes wide, and Rowan will have possession at the 25. Herman has been trying to make multiple plays as whistles blow, and actually, they're going to reward Shenandoah with possession. Change of events right there. I think Herman was sure they were going to get rewarded, but the Hornets will now have possession. 8 minutes to go. But they turn it over immediately. And here is Merrick. Merrick plays it up, gets deflected, she gets it back. Merrick over to Palumbo. Palumbo trying to make a move to the inside, backhands it, and then whistle blows. She'll have possession just outside the shooting circle. Palumbo plays it in, tries to get it by, and it's deflected in front. Whistle blows. Shenandoah will get possession. And Rowan is really inching towards that 3rd goal, but Shenandoah is parking the bus, it seems.
And they've done a good job defensively all game, really kind of keeping this Profs offense at bay.
Another turnover, another chance. It's blocked by Swan, and it goes out. Rowan will have possession at the 25. A couple of careless turnovers by the Hornets. But Rowan hasn't been able to take advantage here in the 4th. But there's Ronning with a shot attempt. It's blocked. Defense once again. There's Jenna Gray. Jenna Gray gets a whistle to be blown, and Shenandoah will take over. Rowan is as close as it gets to getting a goal right now.
And how about this Hornets defense? Again, you mentioned the turnovers, but they haven't allowed that goal for Rowan to make it a one-goal game. They've done their job in simply stopping the Profs' offense, but they've just given it right back to them.
Another turnover.
And now Rowan, as each second ticks down, every second is crucial in trying to mount this comeback, and they're moving at a very fast pace.
Because they don't need one, they need two. So they got to move quick and efficient. As it's played inside, it goes deflected off a Hornet defender. Then here's Gray. Gray backhands it to Ronning. Ronning's attempt, she just missed just a little bit. Here's Merrick. Merrick, it's saved by the right leg of Swan. Nothing is getting by Swan easily this afternoon.
And Swan has locked things down in this fourth quarter. A lot of shots at the cage, and she has stopped every single one of them in this fourth quarter. Tremendous effort all day today for Taylor Swan.
Taylor Swan, the senior from Crisfield, Maryland. A lot of these players for Shenandoah from Virginia, a couple from Maryland, a few from Delaware. Took the trip up here, and so far look like they might leave with a win. Their 6th win of the year if they could pull it off. We really haven't seen anything. This is probably the first time almost all quarter we've seen action here on the right side of the field. And it's immediately back to Rowan's possession. So Shenandoah just protecting the ball and not really trying to go on the attack. They're up by 2, and they probably think that's all they need right now as Palumbo plays it inside, but nobody home to receive it. And it's played out right around the 25.
Well, they're just letting that stout defense work. That's what Shenandoah has been known for coming into this game, is their defensive unit, and they've done a very good job of just letting Rowan keep possession. And there's Swan with another save.
As Swan once again, Palumbo battling. Every time Palumbo has possession, there's multiple Hornets in the area. Whistle blows, it'll be a penalty corner again for the Rowan Profs. They need to take advantage here. Under 5 to go. This is where you need to get yourself a goal and cut the deficit in half.
And the Shenandoah sideline was not happy with the call from the officials. A lot of yelling going on from that side of the field, but nevertheless, Rowan with a prime opportunity, and this one might be more crucial than ever now, under 5 minutes to go.
Can Rowan find some life here late? They play it to the right side. It's played inside. It's deflected off Gray. It's played out. Bataloni before the whistle was blown. And once again, it'll be Rowan's possession. They'll get what looks to be a penalty shot. Or no, corner. I mean, they were setting up right where they threw it. I was like, wait a minute. I was thrown off for a second because it looked like they were setting it right on that circle where they would get a penalty shot, but it's a corner. It's Gray who will set it in. Gray to Palumbo out front. Palumbo lets it go. It gets deflected. It trickles its way. Swan dives. It's still in front. And then Shenandoah clears it. Jenna Gray fielding it. Gets it inside to the shooting circle, but it's played out. McKibben had possession, and now Shenandoah will able to get a drop. And really might have been the last chance for the Profs to get back into this game.
And how about that Hornets defense? Again, we mentioned it earlier. Just it seems like Rowan has controlled possession for the entirety of this fourth quarter. Shot after shot just being stopped and cleared. A tremendous job by the defensive unit, and especially Taylor Swan, the keeper in the cage.
Yeah, if you look at Shenandoah, they've only allowed 2 or more goals 3 times this season, including this afternoon. And one of those, or both of those, when they allowed 2, they were losses. And it's their only 2 losses. But right now, this afternoon, they're going to allow 2 and likely win this game. They've only allowed 3 once. That was against Johns Hopkins, who was at the top of the game, number 2 ranked to start the year when they played them.
Well, another impressive thing is they've only allowed 2 or more goals twice this year, and in 3 of their games, they've had shutouts. So it just says a lot about this defensive unit.
And Rowan being able to score 2, I think they would have taken that, knowing those statistics, but they weren't able to keep them off the board. The Hornets have been able to swarm for 4, and maybe they'll swarm for more here as they have an opportunity on the counterattack. It's a one-on-one on the far side with Rowan's defenders converging and being able to get through the lane, and then it goes just out before a shot on Vanelli was attempted. Under 3 minutes to go. Rowan down by 2. The Hornets on that counterattack. Good job by wasting time. Rowan at 2:30 now, taking their time to get set up, and then it gets misplaced and out, and Shenandoah will take over.
And the odds of the comeback now look slim to none, but the Profs still moving up tempo. Just got to keep trying to work the ball down the field and keep firing more shots to find the back of the cage.
The Hornets on offense for really one of the first times here in the fourth. It might have got deflected and out. Wait for the call. 2 minutes left here in the fourth. This one's all but over, it looks like, unless Rowan's able to muster really insane comeback that would be probably the headlines of D3 field hockey. They need 2 goals in less than 2 minutes to tie this game.
And really what it came down to today was the work on the penalty corner. Shenandoah, 3 of their 4 goals were converted on the penalty corner. Rowan could not convert on the penalty corner, with both teams had a ton of opportunities, and Rowan only scoring 1 goal on that penalty corner. So the Hornets just better percentage-wise on that penalty corner attack, and that's why the scoreboard looks the way it does, with the Hornets up by 2.
You mentioned 3 of their 4 goals on penalties, corners, and they had 12 total corners. So a pretty good success rate right there, 25%. The Hornets, under a minute to go, they'll look to just hold on to it. Rowan, maybe one last opportunity here to get this to a 1-goal deficit. The pass was intended for Pavlicek, but it's a little bit short. Now she's battling for it on the far side, but Velasquez able to win that battle. She makes a spin move to the inside and gets poke check, but Velasquez still with possession. The Hornets possibly add their 5th goal of the game here, just inside the shooting circle. They're going to let it fly. Vanelli gets her foot out there and makes the save. Her 3rd of the game, and then a tie-up happens, and it will be a penalty corner once again for the Hornets. It will be their 13th of the game with 25 seconds to go.
That was a good stop by Vanelli there, though, just to kick that one away. And a good job by the defender to just tie it up, let it go out of play. But now a good opportunity, even with under 30 seconds in this game. The Hornets still seem to have their foot on the gas.
And the Hornets extend the lead to 3 with under 30 seconds to go. Number 17th ranked team lets it fly. Vanelli makes another save, then kicks it away. The ball's still loose in front. Whistle blows. Rowan will take over possession. And Vanelli has allowed 1 goal, but has now, I believe, up to 5 saves they'll credit her with. As Rowan, with 7 seconds left, maybe some last-minute noise here, but it's immediately met by the defender. Whistle blows. 1 second on the clock. The clock strikes 0. And the Hornets advance and get their 6th win of the year. They are 6-2. They allowed 2 goals for just the 3rd time this season, but this time they've been able to pick up the victory, and Rowan falls to under 500. They're now 4-5. But honestly, they didn't look like too bad against the number 17th ranked team. They looked like they belonged on the field. Just a couple of mistakes really hurt them today.
Yeah, it really, again, we sound like broken records, but it came down to the penalty corner. Shenandoah converted on 3. The Profs only converted on 1. And both teams had a lot of opportunities to score on those penalty corners. And then give credit to Shenandoah. That 4th quarter, Rowan had a ton of pressure on Taylor Swan and the defensive unit, but Swan with a lot of big saves, the defenders with a couple nice clears, and they kept that score knotted up where it was 4-2. And this is Shenandoah's first victory on the road. They're now 1-2 on the road, and a tough battle here today. A good win for the Hornets on the road as they improve to 6-2 on the year.
So the 2 goal scorers for Rowan, it was Palumbo picking up her 6th, and then it was Gracie Merrick picking up her 3rd. And then Shenandoah had 4 goal scorers, including their leading scorer, and Cassidy Morrison picking up her 11th goal, as well as Nakamura picking up her 1st goal of the season. McKibben also got her 2nd goal, and then Kai Bellows got a goal as well off the bench as a substitution. The Rowan Profs fall 4-2 to the number 17th ranked field hockey team in all of Division III and the Shenandoah Hornets. But for Jake Clark, I'm Aidan Doherty here on the Rowan Television Network. Everybody enjoy the rest of your Saturday as the Profs fall to 4-5 on the year.